Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be talking about a report that's come out suggesting 3 potential reported changes that's set to come for the 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now these are just reports, so I'm not going to confirm them at this stage, but from the reports it seems like they're saying they're pretty much confirmed. And I'm going to talk about my thoughts on them because it's all surrounding VAR and the controversy that surrounded it this season, or what's been played of this season so far. Now before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe for more football content. Make sure you click the notification bell, give it a ring so you never miss a YouTube video, and let's get into this CHAL football news update. So let's start with the stats and facts from the recent reports. So let's talk about the 3 changes that's set to come, or reportedly set to come for next season. So Football Chiefs are introducing 3 crucial changes for next season after huge criticism over VAR and handball penalties. The most important change will see referees use pitch-side monitors more often during matches, after the video assistants were often taking too long or simply getting the call wrong. And from now on, penalties will only be given for handball if it results in a goal. The final change will mean spot kicks are only retaken if a goalkeeper comes off his line early and saves the penalty. So it means that if a player misses the penalty, it won't be retaken. But the most significant change is that the use of pitch-side monitors, something many players and managers have called for during this controversial debut season for VAR. The clearest example, of course, was the Spurs derby with Chelsea, when Lo Celso escaped a red card for a stamp on Azpilicueta. I saw that, and I'm going to talk about incidents like that. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on VAR, for those of you who don't know my thoughts on VAR, in a little bit. So the referee missed the incident, and bizarrely the video ref did not deem it a sending off offence, but the ref is likely to have spotted it on a pitch-side monitor. So the changes are being implemented by the International Football Association board next season. The IFAB said in a statement, where a reviewable incident is subjective, the expectation is that the referee will undertake an on-field review. It was furthermore agreed that more insight into the decision-making process, for example access to the conversation between match officials during review, would not be appropriate at this point, but that more effort should be made to enhance existing communication approaches to improve understanding of the review process and the referee's final decision. Now the handball change would have meant Liverpool might not have been given a penalty in the Champions League final against Spurs in 2019. It would only become a spot kick if the goal was scored within a very short space of time or few passes, but it begs the question, why not just award the goal in the first place? So the IFAB decided that handball offence will only count from anywhere below the armpit. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on that in a minute. VAR has caused huge controversy in the Premier League this season, with fans growing increasingly frustrated at the amount of time it takes to make a decision. And yeah, I've been angry at that as well. I'm not going to lie to you, I've been very angry about that. Supporters have also been very angry at offsides being spotted with a toe or an armpit deemed offside after more than 30 reviews, slowing the game down even further, and something that could never be spotted by the human eye in real time. Some in the game have asked for a referee's call to be introduced, similar to the umpire's call in cricket, where deciding whether a wicket has been taken or not. But IFAB Chiefs decided against bringing in a rule to reduce number of offside decisions. Right, let's talk about that then. So let's just start straight off, and I will say first off, IFAB, introduce that referee's rule, because that referee's rule will save your game. It will completely save your game. As a fan, football just is losing passion. It's losing excitement. It's losing fear, anxiety, sadness, joy, heartache, exaggerated emotions. It's losing it year after year. First, football became a business. Money was introduced. Bigger fees for transfers. Bigger sponsorship and branding deals. That's what first killed the game. Then in recent times you introduce new rules. The goal decision system actually works apart from FIFA games. and to be fair, people who play FIFA will know what I'm talking about. But that was actually not a bad system. After the Lampard in the World Cup and the stuff with Germany, I was furious. I was a young kid, but I was absolutely fuming. I was storming my head off because that should have been a goal. It was way over the line, but they called it. So they bring in this goal decision system, and it does work. It really does work. But then they introduce VAR. Now, I know why they did it. I know why they brought it in, to reduce the number of bad decisions made by referees going off of one look. Like, just one look when it actually happens. You can't go back and look at it, or they can't have someone telling them it's a different decision from what you call. But, so I can see why they've done it, and fair play. It's a good idea, but only if it's done properly. This season proved it was not done properly, and many fans can agree with that. So many decisions were poor, so many decisions were not the right decision anyway, like they were looking at a completely different game. It was like they've tried it. It's like when, let's say you go to a park, let's say you go to your local park without this virus going on, and you're allowed to go to this park to play footy, and you bring 2 balls with you. You bring one ball that's pumped, it's ready for use, it's going to be used for the next few hours or next few weeks, and you bring a second ball just in case that's deflated. VAR is the deflated football. It's up to changes to improve it, to pump it back up again and make it fit for proper purpose. That is how I would best describe VAR. It's a deflated football ready to be pumped up and improved. Now, the offside rule. I'm just completely in awe of what is deemed offside these nowadays. An armpit. I'm wearing a t-shirt, so you can't see my armpits. But you cannot judge offside as being an armpit rule. You can't. You cannot. You can't deem an armpit offside. It's got to be arm or nothing. Arm or nothing. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'll go back to that referee's call, by the way. Referees are the main official in the game, and this links back to VAR. No one that is watching a game in a television centre in London can tell the referee what to do. Referees have the final call. Referees, they might have assistants that might tell them different things, but they've got to then, and this is why I like the fact they want to encourage pitch-side monitors, I want to see referees being actually allowed to make the final call. And me personally, another thing that really infuriates me, and the thing that they didn't mention, is letting the fans know what's going on. All we have as fans is a screen that says checking decision. It might be a penalty, it might be an offside, it might be a red card. It just says decision making. It doesn't say, it doesn't say it doesn't show us the incident on the screen. It doesn't show us, it doesn't replay it on the screen. It just says decision making, and then it tells us off, or it counts. It counts or it doesn't count. Show some respect to the fans and tell them to look at the screen. Tell them to look at the screen and tell them to look and think of what they think of it. Tell them to look at the screens. Have more screens around the stadium. There's, apart from advertising billboards that you might need to promote your brands, if there's anywhere where you can put an extra screen or two, put it in. Put it, show the fans, just tell the fans, show the fans the footage back, and let them, make a decision so they can actually see what's being judged, because it could be something that happened midway through the pitch, and it could be something happens that's a goal. The goal might count because nothing happened in the build-up to the goal, apart from the foul. If the foul is in the build-up to the goal, then it might not count. But if someone's been fouled, but they've already got the pass off, and then the opponent gets the ball back, but then they get it back again and score, If it's a reckless foul that deserves a red card, you've got to show the footage back to the fans on the screens and say, right, please look at the screen, fans, so you know what we're dealing with while we've called for VAR. Because at the minute, they're calling for VAR and the fans are like, what? We have no idea. We literally have no idea, and then we're watching it back at the end of the game when all the highlights have come out and everything like that, and I've seen fans in fan cams that are like, I can't really comment on that because I didn't see it back because VAR won't play on the screens, etc. There's got to be more clarity with the fans, and again, it just bridges the gap between fans and the love of the game. It just bridges them apart even further. Include the fans, let them know what's going on, let them know what's happening, let them know why you're bringing back that decision. So looking at these new changes, pitch side monitors more used, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. That is what I've been wanting to see. I watched that FA Cup game when they actually went to the pitch side monitor. The referee made the decision to go to the pitch side monitor, and he actually went there, and the commentator was surprised, for goodness sakes. They were like, he's actually gone to the monitors. He's actually gone and checked for himself. He's actually calling dominance over his own game rather than letting someone sitting in the flaming BBC television studio in London tell him what decision to make. I like that. I like that rule change because it needs to be used more. You can't just go off of other people's opinions. You need to take control as a referee. Now, they're not including the referee's call, like the umpire's call, referees making the final decision. That is where I still have my problems because there will still be controversy. And those pitch side monitors, yes, they're introducing the rule a bit more, which is great for referees. But you can imagine those VAR referees are going, right, we need to make sure they don't use the pitch side monitors. They've told them to, but we're going to actually tell them not to. We're going to tell them that it's an actual decision you don't need to go over. There's still an element of controversy because the VAR referees will just tell the referees, no need, I've seen it, it's a clear and obvious foul, even though it might not be. The referees need to have more dominance in their games because then they can actually have the downstairs area courage, the courage in the downstairs area to say, right, no, I'm not going to listen to you, I'm going to go to the monitors and I'm actually going to have a look at the incident and decide for myself. If you're not going to introduce a referee's call, the referees do it for them. If they're not going to introduce something like an umpire's call in football, do it for them. Have that power. Because having that power means you're controlling the game and you're telling the VAR referees, hang on a minute, you're not in charge of the game, I am. So step to the side with the assistants and do your flaming job. Do your job. That is what I'm personally hoping. Comment down below what you guys think, because I want to see more dominance from the referees in these decisions. But the stuff about the pitch side monitors being used more, if they are going to be used more, if the referees actually decide to use them more and the VAR referees get less special attention for them. The handball rule, with the penalties, it won't be retaken if it's missed or saved, even though he steps off his line. If it's scored and the keeper steps off his line, obviously, retake them. But I like those rules. They're actually making changes, but there's still a lot more work to do. So again, comment down below what you guys think, because I've gone on a mad one today. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I won't call it a rant, I call it just a normal video. Even though I have complained about VAR throughout most of this video. So I guess you could technically call it a rant, well hey. But yeah, comment down below what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Your subscribers and all the subscriptions and click the notification bell and liking the videos and getting them noticed, it gives the channel more attention. And I want this channel to have more attention because football is something I love, something that I have a passion about, and it's something I want to bring to YouTube. So, thank you very much for watching this video. My name is the CHALL. Goodbye.